Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rabakah Kodash, devil unsettled apostles, a great millstone who do well. All right, peace, love, and blessings to the 144,000, the elect, all right, of the nation of Israel. All right, and also blessings to the 1/3 out there that consists of you men, women, and children that are also, all right, the hopeful elect. And I'm that fellow labor, Kanakla, coming at you once again. Another lesson, Lord's will, through the Spirit and power. Yahweh Shemir Shai's lessons, edifying and exhorting. Okay. And this was current news posted a couple days ago, maybe 2 or 3 days ago, concerning Russia. Because as things began to intensify or further develop in Ukraine, okay, Russia's pulling out its secret weapons, all right, as they use the word deterrent, all right, a deterrent. Let's see what that word means real fast. It's deterrent. Okay. Yep. So beautiful. A thing that discourages or is intended to discourage someone from doing something. Okay. Able or intended to deter. It's plain and simple. Or, be like, oh, you're going to check someone. You check them. Like you check them before they, you put them in a place. Restraint, hindrance, all right, block, barrier. You get the point. Okay. So Russia is basically deployed this. Let me make sure I'm pronouncing this word correctly.
Deterrent,
the water. All right. So Russia puts advanced Sarmat nuclear missile system on combat duty, and this is a deterrent to discourage basically the EU or NATO. Okay, that whole that beast system with America, the horde is riding upon that beast. Revelation 17, the first scriptures that come to mind. Okay, but this is to basically discourage them from advancing and making any moves in Ukraine. Okay, because as we're about to go into, I forget exactly which video it was I watched, but they don't have nothing to basically stop these missiles. Okay.
The stakes in the Russia-Ukraine war are getting higher. Moscow has now deployed the world's deadliest intercontinental ballistic missile, the RS-28 Sarmat, that's also known as the Satan II, on active combat duty. Now, these ballistic missiles serve as a core element of the nation's silo-based strategic nuclear deterrent. At the time of its first launch in April 2022, just months after the Ukraine invasion, the Russian president had warned that the missile will in fact make those who are trying to threaten Russia think twice. It now seems that Russia is aiming to deliver on those warnings, but the question of course is, what exactly is this weapon? So let's take a look. The intercontinental ballistic missiles will provide Moscow an edge due to its exceptional range and speed. The missile is boasting a range of 18,000 kilometers. That's the range that this missile claims. It has great capability to penetrate anti-missile defense systems with its unmatched precision and ability to potentially strike multiple targets. The Sarmat can also carry 15 nuclear warheads concurrently. It can significantly enhance the combat capabilities of Russia. But these missiles are not only deadly weapons entering into the war zone. Reports say that the United States will be sending its depleted uranium munitions to Ukraine as part of its new aid package, but the Americans, remember, have already been sending these depleted uranium shells to be used in the battlefield for quite some months now. Now, this new package of depleted uranium shells would be worth a staggering $240 million. The depleted uranium is still radioactive, but it has lower levels of isotopes U-35 and U-234 than natural uranium ore. The metal is so dense and it can self-ignite at high temperatures and pressures. At high temperature, the metal in fact becomes sharper and can penetrate through armor plating like the one usually found on military tanks. These rounds can in fact aid in destroying Russian tanks. Ammunition can be fired from the US Abram tanks, which are expected to be deployed in Ukraine over the coming weeks. Although the United Kingdom has sent depleted uranium ammunition to Ukraine earlier this year, this would be the first time that the Americans would be sending such weapons. And this has come after the United States had sent the controversial cluster ammunition weapons that are banned in more than 100 countries. So what are the risks involved here? Depleted uranium is both a toxic chemical and it's also a serious radioactive hazard. Now, experts have highlighted the dangerous health risks from ingesting or inhaling depleted uranium dust, including cancer and birth defects. Now, these weapons have been used by the Americans in Iraq and also in Afghanistan in the Gulf War of 1991 and also in the bombing of Yugoslavia. Now, the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war is the bloodiest since the Vietnam War. It has taken over 500,000 lives, and the cost of the war continues to rise. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.
I want to get more into the trajectory, maybe a visual of how these missiles work, because this is one of my favorite topics. These, this missile technology, man, is exactly, is godlike powers, because this is technology from the heavens. This is the Most High's technology. We know that. Before we get into that, I'll just get a quick precept, okay, just to make the point. That's the whole purpose of doing these lessons, is to teach the word of the Lord. So before I continue any further, let's bring out a precept, Isaiah 54 verse 16, and it reads, "Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire." Let's jump to the NIV. See, this cross-reference, it says, "See, it is I who created the blacksmith, who fans the coals into the flame and forges a weapon fit for its work." It says, "And that bringeth forth the instrument for his work. I have created the waster to destroy." Jump back over. It says, "And it is I who have created the destroyer to wreak havoc." Okay? So the Lord gave these scientists these weapons, this wisdom, okay, to basically create this technology. It's godlike technology. That's basically what it is. It's not theirs. That's why I was like to bring out the point when the Oppenheimer, when he finally completed his mission, his voyage to create this weapon, he repented from it. He quoted a book, I forget exactly the name of the book, but basically said I have become death and destroyer of worlds. And he repented for making it because it wasn't him. Okay, scriptures say man's goings are of the Lord. How then the man then understand his own way? So it wasn't him who came up with his idea. The Lord put the spirit on him, as the book Isaiah say, "I have created the destroyer to wreak havoc." So this is the Most Highest technology for the day of judgment. Okay, going back to Joel, the 2nd chapter, we're going to read that. But I'm going to try to play one more video. Once again, this is one of my favorite topics, these missiles. Maybe this one. So just real quick, this is what the prophets actually saw these things, okay, and they gave a description according, to their knowledge of the things present in their time period. All right, and it can be a bit poetic as well.
A strategic next-generation missile that Russian President Vladimir Putin once described as invincible has now been deployed for combat duty. Yuri Borisov, the head of the Russian space agency Roscosmos, said that Samet missiles have assumed combat duty. Russian President Vladimir Putin has once said that this missile would make Russia's enemies think twice about their threats. The Kremlin had previously stated that the Sarmat intercontinental ballistic missiles would be ready for combat duty by the end of 2022. But that deadline had long passed, and in June, Putin had said that the new missile system would be deployed for combat duty soon, without naming a specific date. Russia had tested one of its Sarmat warheads during a visit to Ukraine by US President Joe Biden in February 2023, but the test was apparently unsuccessful. The RS-28 Sarmat, dubbed Satan II by the West, is among Russia's next-generation missiles unveiled by Putin in 2018, which also include the Kindle and Avangard hypersonic missiles. It is a three-stage liquid-fueled missile. Weighing more than 200 tons and able to transport multiple warheads, Sarmat is designed to elude anti-missile defense systems with a short initial boost phase, giving enemy surveillance systems a narrow window to track it down. The ballistic missile system is capable of carrying at least 10 large nuclear warheads, 16 smaller ones, a combination of warheads and countermeasures or hypersonic boost glide vehicles, and is intended to replace the R-36 ICBMs. This super heavy thermonuclear armed ICBM is thought to be Russia's most powerful ICBM till date. It has a range of about 18,000 km and can travel at a maximum speed of 25,500 km per hour. The RS-28 Sarmat is said to be able to carry a nuclear payload large enough to wipe out an area the size of Texas. While the RS-28 Sarmat can be launched much like a regular ICBM, sending a payload high into the stratosphere before the warhead plummets to Earth, it is thought to be also capable of what is called fractional orbital bombardment. The low orbit gives it an almost limitless range and makes it hard to determine the intended target.
Subscribe to One India channel and never miss
Low orbit. It's able to fly very low. So as he said, it's hard to track it and tell what its target's going to be.
Russia's longest range nuclear missile goes into service. The Sarmat ICBM has been approved for combat duty. Putin's big nuclear deterrent for the West amid Ukraine war. The intercontinental ballistic missile Sarmat, one of Russia's most capable nuclear weapons, has been approved for active combat duty. Yuri Borisov, the head of Russia's space agency, made the big.
So I'll pause it right there. Get into some scriptures. We'll close out. Joel, the 2nd chapter, says the terrible visitation. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion. And once again, the trumpet is basically, I'm blowing the trumpet now. It's your voice. You know, the Lord has set up prophets, watchmen, okay, to pay attention to these things. With Putin putting this thing in combat duty, basically signifies that, you know, we're reaching towards the end, where these missiles will be shot. This exact prophecy that we're about to go into, Joel 2nd chapter, is going to take place soon. We're just closer to it taking place. It says, sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Once again, that's the word. Preaching the word, warning the nation of Israel, starting with the elect. The destruction is coming. It says, let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains. A great people and a strong. There have not been ever the like, neither shall there be any more after it. Not been ever the like. So once again, these missiles that they're about to use, and as they say, you know, there's no missiles like this, okay? It says, neither shall there be any more after, because why? It's going to be total destruction. All those missiles that these nations have are going to be used, and they'll never be used again. It says, even to the years of many generation. A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. All right? A fire devoured before them, talking about the warhead, Behind them, a flame burner, the rocket system that projects this missile, all right, to its destination. And it's just basically saying the land is as a Garden of Eden before them. So before these missiles hit, and the word Eden just simply means paradise. So America, all right, is considered a paradise. You have buildings, you have structure, you know. It says the land is as, that's why it says it's as, those are similes, as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. So, because that's what's going to leave America, as a desolate wilderness. Yea, and nothing shall escape them. Nothing's going to escape those missiles. The appearance of them is as, once again, the appearance of horses. So we're not talking about actual horses, all right? We're talking about the missiles. It says, and as a horseman, so shall they run. And you know, a horse runs with straight power. We see when these missiles are being shot off, it's nothing but power, man. Can go like 25,000 miles per hour. That's fast, man. It says, like the noise of chariots on the top of mountains shall they leap. Like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. Okay, so just imagine, you know, back in the ancient world, how you have people lined up, you know, in ranks, you know, the old conventional war, and they just run and crash into each other. But before they crash into each other, they running, all right, to the other side to encounter the enemy. That's how these missiles are coming. Okay. It says, before their face the people shall be much pained, and all faces shall gather blackness. They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. So any missile defense systems that they have, okay, which wall would be considered your protection. In the ancient world, that's what you protected your castle or your village with, a wall. Okay, so modern day wall today will be a missile defense system, but these things can't be tracked. They're that fast. They're that advanced that they can't be tracked. Okay, it says, and they shall march everyone his own way, meaning to their destinations, and they shall not break their ranks. Neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk everyone in his path, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. So even if a missile defense system do hit these things, it ain't gonna stop them. Because you gotta understand, the Spirit of the Lord is gonna be on these missiles. They're gonna get their destination, because this is the Lord's will. So they shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run upon the wall. They shall climb up upon the houses. They shall enter in at the windows like a thief. Like a thief. Once again, you don't know when a thief coming. He comes in 3, 4 o'clock in the morning while you dead sleep. So with these not being able to be tracked, all right, or detected, it's going to come in like a thief and hit this place. It says the earth shall quake before them. The heavens shall tremble. The sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining, because it's the smoke, the soot, and these things are going to create is going to block out the sun. It says, and the Lord shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very great. So these missiles are part of the Lord's army. For his camp is very great, for he is strong that executeth his word. For the day of the Lord is great and very terrible. Who can abide in it? This is talking about the missiles, because what man or horse can actually execute such devastation, bring fire, and shake the heavens? Okay, this isn't talking about an actual man or actual horseman. This is talking about these missiles. All right. So who can abide in it? That's pretty much it. But just a quick update. Russia deploys its Sarmat missile, its most advanced missile. You know, we're at that time, man. Okay. But before this takes place, as we know, a very key, important prophecy has to happen. The MOTB, Mark of the Beast, Revelation 13 and 16 has to transpire before these missiles are shot off. Because everyone on the soils of America who receive that chip will be destroyed by this exact technology that you see here, Sarmat. You will be hit by that Sarmat and various other nuclear missiles as well. The Lord's will is edifying. Till next time, giving all praise to Yahweh Shai. Shalom.